With iTimeKeep, you can enter your time quickly, easily, on the devices that you have on hand or your favorite web browser. And entering your time contemporaneously or real time means you are more accurate, more profitable, and less stressed at the end of the month.
I dare someone to find an attorney that enjoys putting in their time. It's just something that has to get done, otherwise you don't get paid. And iTimeKeep has, in the last 4 months for me, has made that task a lot simpler. It, in my mind, is easier than me sitting there and typing in my time to our timekeeping program that's loaded in that we have the software for the firm. It's super simple. It's laid out right in front of you. The top, I'm not even sure how many, but for me, it looks like 20 or 30 hits that I use on a regular basis immediately start popping up as soon as you turn on the program and hit the button. With regards to if it's a large client that's requiring you to put task codes in or activity codes in, it's super simple. It's loaded in. It then prompts you to put in your time. It then prompts you to put in your description. The dictation's a huge feature for me. Putting my descriptions in via talking to it is tremendous. Number one, it's accurate. Number two, it hits it on the nose. And number three, it's so much faster than typing. I remember the first time I actually ever tried it. I was sitting at my desk. One of my business partners comes in my office and he says he'd like me to try this. He hands me an iPhone with iTimeKeep on it, entered my time, hit submit. 10 seconds later, it's actually in the computer, in the software that we keep our time with. I could not believe it worked that simply or that flawlessly. It saves and captures better time. My entries are simultaneous. I'm living them. Before, you got around to it. Later in the day, the next morning, if you remember, because there's delays, you're on the road, you're out at a client, you're walking back from a lunch meeting, it could be anything. Now, your phone's always with you. That may be a bad thing in today's society, but it is true. So if it's perpetually with you, you always have the ability to enter your time. And it's no longer you're worried about you're going to come sit at your desk to enter it. You just pull your phone out, and it's so simple. And then at times I was skeptical. Is this really going to work? Am I going to be in different places and it's not going to work? It's worked everywhere I've used it. From a train in Chicago to a hotel in Rome. It's worked everywhere. I think on a day that I'm in my office, I'm picking up at least a 0.6 to a 0.7 in one day. That's just one day. Put me on the road, I think I'm picking up over an hour. Over an hour a day. We believe it's just a further progression by giving them another tool, as we like to look at it, in our arsenal of collecting our time and getting it on paper and getting it out to the customer to get paid. Capturing more of our attorney's time. If you don't capture those times, if you miss a 0.1 just every single day, it's a half hour. That time definitely adds up. And if you add it by the amount of attorneys you have, if everybody loses a half hour, we're talking about an enormous amount of time. So our theory of why we're rolling it out to everyone in our group is we're trying to recapture that time. We want that half hour back in our pocket. We worked for it, so why shouldn't we get paid for it? And that's the view we're taking now with iTimeKeep.